He sniffs during the presentation, which is something that users do. He also has grandiosity, which is something that accompanies that problem. At 70 years old, he has a cocaine habit? Probably not. It's something that I think it'd be interesting to ask him and see if he ever had a problem with that.
Wow. All right. Howard Dean, and Howard Dean not sorry for saying that Trump might have a cocaine problem. He apologized for the innuendo, but not for the tweet, and not for that statement, obviously. All right, lots to get to. That we'll start with, and we'll welcome in the panel. Curtis "The Rock" Silwa, my buddy for so many years, the founder and CEO of the Guardian Angels and radio host on my old home 77 WABC here in New York, where he co-hosts Curtis and Kubi noon to 3, and he hosts The Drive at 5 from 5 to 6 p.m. And joining us also Jack Burkman, radio host of Behind the Curtain with Jack Burkman and president of Burkman Associates. Gentlemen, welcome to both of you. Curtis, this Howard Dean, you know, it smacks of Harry Reid saying on the floor of the Senate, first about Mitt Romney that he hasn't paid taxes in 10 years, and just the other day saying about Donald Trump, he's a racist. You know, just throw out these wild, crazy things.
Yeah, you know, I didn't even know Howard Dean was still alive, you know, with Bernie the Alta Sanders emerging in Vermont.
Me neither.
And Ben and Jerry. I forgot Howard Dean was still there. But by the way, it reminded me of what was a real consideration about then Governor Bill Clinton in Little Rock, Arkansas, who it was alleged was doing blow while dealing with Jennifer Flowers. And if you remember, he wouldn't let us have access to his medical records at the time so that we could find out for ourselves what his sinus problems were.
Yeah, no, very interesting, Jack. You know, it's funny. Kellyanne Conway was on The View, and all they wanted to know, two things. Why did he take a drink of water during the debate? And what was with the sniffling? Again, the implications.
Well, it shows you this is fine with me, Curtis. Excuse me, Steve. This is fine with me. This is opening the door to Trump hitting her with everything. My God, we can bring up Vince Foster. We can bring up Monica Lewinsky. We can bring up Whitewater. If she wants to open the door to trash, Trump can sure fire back with a lot of trash. Howard Dean should be ashamed of himself. He's using his celebrity to throw out some kind of nonsense accusation. It's almost the equivalent of running nude down Fifth Avenue to get attention. It shows you how desperate he is to remind people that he's still alive.
Don't give him Jack. Don't give him any ideas. He might do that. Curtis. So remember after the debate, Donald Trump said there was something wrong with my microphone, and Hillary even the next day on the plane said, if you're complaining about the microphone, you know you lost. Well, today, the Presidential Debate Commission said, yes, there was something wrong with Donald Trump's microphone. We didn't hear it on TV, but he heard it, and within the arena in Hofstra, they heard a little fuzziness and whatnot. So he was right.
He may have been right, Steve, but overall, he putted out. He got totally distracted. Hillary just lured him into trap after trap. The Donald should just say, I learned from that first debate, like Muhammad Ali, who got knocked down by Joe Frazier, who then came back to win the second two fights. He's got to get beyond the excuses and just focus on October 9th, Sunday night in St. Louis, where he's got to go on the attack, and he's got to show he's got the stamina that he claims Hillary didn't have, because in this debate,
I'll be honest, Curtis, you and I may disagree. You and I may disagree a bit here. I'm in the total minority. I think Trump won that debate. I watched a totally different debate, I think, than the rest of the world. I thought he overwhelmed her. And what I really like about Trump is he stuck to his message. He stuck to his guns on trade and Blue Lives Matter. You know, a successful candidate, you can always quickly distill them into the 2 or 3 things they stand for, like Reagan or Clinton or Roosevelt. That's what Trump's doing. You can't distill her into anything. I'm in the minority. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought she won the debate. I thought he won the debate.
He got stuck in that honey trap named Machado, and he still won't let it go after all these days.
Yeah, and it's funny. They just brought forth a former Miss Wisconsin, who was in one of his contests also, who said that she was near death. They gave her her last rites in the hospital. She had some kind of blood clot, and Trump had delivered to her a personal note saying, you're one of the bravest women I know. And she said she got that, and she came to life, and here she is today to talk about it. But you're right, Curtis. And Jack, I think he did better than most people in the media certainly are saying he did. But my God, Jack, you got to agree. And Curtis, I mean, he missed such opportunity. He could have turned that whole cybersecurity segment into Hillary. Look what we're talking about. In today's world, how on earth did you put our national security at risk, lie to the American people, and use that email? Nothing. And that's just one example.
You're right, Steve. He should have linked the email thing to something like ISIS or terrorism or Al-Qaeda, showing that we don't know. ISIS could have hacked into this. Anybody could have hacked into this. You could have already caused the death of Americans or Europeans or anybody simply through not your negligence, but this is your willful intent to conceal. You may have killed Americans. Right. And then, of course, even worse than all of that, he didn't even mention Benghazi.
All of this is about preparation. And I'm not talking preparation H for hemorrhoids. I'm talking about sitting down and studying your policy and going through reenactments of what Hillary may do to you, because she's definitely gotten into his head and under his skin. And if he just takes a cavalier approach towards this second debate, he's going to get another TKO is going to be scored by Hillary. And I don't think you can come back in a third debate if he loses this one.
You know what, Curtis? You know what the thing is here, Steve? Trump is damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Like, let's say Trump had come out guns blazing like he'd done in the primary debates. Then the media would say, oh, he's a buffoon. He's being Trump. So he's a little more reserved. Now they hit him from the other side. Trump can't win with the establishment media. It's not a question of reserve.
He could have been with the same tone and the same demeanor, but just like I said, he didn't say Benghazi. He didn't bring up the emails other than when he said, I'll release my taxes if you release the email. He didn't take her to task on anything she did. Her people taking the Fifth Amendment. Well, I mean, a million things, but let me ask you guys this.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Curtis, the millennials.
I agree, but
I want to go on to the millennials. The millennials voted overwhelmingly, like 25 points or more for Obama over Romney. She's got a little, like a 5-point lead over Trump, and that's in part due to the guy who can't remember his, Aleppo or foreign leader, Gary Johnson. But only he's got 7 or 8. So she just can't get the millennials. And now the media says that the answer, her secret weapon, mind you, is little Chelsea Clinton, who's not even a millennial anymore, I don't think. And I want to show you guys a video, which you can't see, but I'll describe it, and you're probably aware of it. Let's roll 175. Here, there's Chelsea campaigning for her mother in North Carolina, taking from Greenville. She took a private jet to Asheville. I mean, it's in, and it was for an energy saving event, and she's on a private jet. That's not going to resonate with millennials.
Well, I think what millennials
No, it's
want...
not.
Curtis, go first, Curtis.
I think what millennials want is they want more of that entertainment factor that Trump is known for. Because, as you know, Hillary is a dullard. She just has not an entertaining bone, a likable bone in her body. If he could appeal to them, tell a few jokes, just lighten it up a bit from time to time, and then get serious as a heart attack. He will get the millennials, the independents who are free agents, as you mentioned, Gary Johnson, man, he basically took those edibles. I don't know if he was smoking the bomb, but he lost that edge he had with the millennials.
There's a real problem, guys. There's a real problem I think the media is missing. It's not just the millennials. She's having problems mobilizing each and every component of the Democratic base, from African Americans to millennials to young women to Latinos. She can't mobilize Latinos in Nevada and Colorado. It's a bad scene for her.
All right, let me go close to home for Curtis, and Jack, you certainly weigh in also. Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York City, said earlier this week that he'll be implementing a new series of programs aimed at ending criticism of Islam. It's spearheaded by the New York City Commission on Human Rights with the Mayor's Community Affairs Unit, blah, 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 blah. And the slogan is, I am a Muslim, I am New York City, hashtag, I lost my place here, hashtag, I am a Muslim NYC. You know what's coming down the road. We all are worried about the Second Amendment under Hillary, guys, and rightfully so. But Curtis, talk about this. And if Hillary gets to appoint the Supreme Court, we'll have hate speech laws like they do in Europe and Canada as well.
See now, Steve, will this apply to Muslims with Rosh Hashanah upon us, the Jewish holidays? Will they no longer be able to say, death to Israel, death to the evil Satan, America? Will they not be permitted to do that in their mosques?
I don't see anything, Curtis, I don't see anything in there that protects Jews, hate speech against Jews, just against Muslims. I know you're asking a rhetorical question. Jack, you want to weigh in real quick?
Oh, I do. I'll tell you, it's a shame that he should talk to Blasio, should remember 9/11. He should go see the hundreds of people. He should have been to the memorial. I'll tell you, there should never be respect for any ideology. I'll be the feminist here. Any ideology that requires women to cover their face in public.
Well, I don't have a problem with that if that's their religion, but I do have people with those who in that religion who want to blow us up. Hey, guys, Curtis, thank you, my friend, and my brother Jack, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Steve.
I appreciate it. And up next, ladies and gentlemen, earlier on my noon show on America Talks Live, I had Mark McKinnon, executive producer and co-host of The Circus, which airs on Showtime on the weekend, Sunday night at 8, as a matter of fact, Eastern. And we're going to talk with him about the media coverage of this and much more. Don't go away.